Hello guys, it's Chowmaster. Today we have Bottleman unboxing. This time we have the Bottleman DX customized set, so got a lot of stuff here. This is too big to even fit in my setup here. Anyway, back of the box, there's like everything. We'll just go and get this thing opened up so we can go look at everything inside. There's a lot of stuff in here. Oh, it comes pretty well packed. I'm surprised. I didn't expect that. So you do have the sticker sheet, which there is a decent amount of stuff, but this is for a few things, so really not too bad overall. I think there's less stickers on this than there is, like, one of the original series Bottlemen. Seriously, like, those first few had a ridiculous amount. But yeah, there's the instructions too. But, alright, let's go ahead and open this up. This is actually very nicely packed. Wow. Surprised. So first up here we do have the caps. You get quite a few, the ones for the head and then the shooting ones. Here is a trigger, long magazine, some extra pieces, trigger and hold parts. See some armor here in the trigger. There's one of the cores. Other core. Last core. Looks like the kind of accessories and stuff in here. That's cool. And then some armor. So, yeah, there is a ton of stuff to cover here. This is going to take me quite a while to probably assemble. There is a lot here, and I also have a ton of other Bottleman stuff to assemble, so this is going to be quite the time, to say the least. This is going to be a long time to do. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and start that, and so this is going to be a while. Alright, I'll be back when everything is all put together. Alright, so everything put together and stickered up, and where do I even start with this set? So I guess I'll start off with Kerpeps DX. So this is our first of the things in the set. So yeah, also this sticker, I'm just gonna say right now, it looks better than it does on camera. It's this stuff's like reflecting really bad off of this. Anyway, it looks fine in person. I don't know why it's so horrible on camera looking. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Anyway, Kerpeps DX. What is this thing doing? So this thing has a lot going for it. So first up, you might notice this is longer than normal. This shoots 2 caps at once, which is kind of insane. Also have a long trigger to accommodate that. Also, unlike Fusion Black, which did have a bit of an issue where the grip for a lot of people was kind of uncomfortable because of how long the trigger was, they did address this here with this with these arm pieces coming back a lot further, giving you a much nicer handle. So it's less awkward. Also, if you just want to like grab it or something, like I don't know, you can do a lot of different things here if you want. But ultimately, just having this option of these pieces here is great. But yeah, overall, this thing looks really cool. It's hard to deal with for my focus though, because it's like the trigger is so long. Anyway, this thing's just really, really cool looking. I really like this thing a lot. So, yeah, anyway. This guy does get 2 caps. 2 red ones here. Just load them up. You can see. Got, well, can't really see that well. It only really shows 1 here, but there are 2 inside. I think you can kind of see that. Anyway, so of course, aside from just shooting 2 caps at once, it actually kind of depends on how you shoot. If you don't shoot, like, if you don't really slam down on the trigger, you might only shoot 1 cap. And then you can kind of continue moving the trigger, you know, forward and shoot the second one. So you almost kind of get like a select fire type of thing, where maybe you could shoot 1 cap, you know, move a little bit before shooting the second cap to maybe hit 2 targets with kind of one fluid motion, or just straight up slam the thing down. You get 2 shots and or 2 caps in your shot, which is pretty crazy. I think there's a lot of different things to do with this thing, and I think there's a lot to explore. I have done some testing with it. It's pretty good. Well, really good. I will be doing a Bottleman DX ranking video in the future when everything's done, so probably a few months from now, but I will have hopefully, well, I will have tested more by then for sure, but hopefully I can get a better idea to how this thing works, because there just seems to be so much to it with this thing, with, you know, the 2 caps to 1, but also just sort of this pseudo select fire type of idea, which I don't know if this was intentional, but it's a pretty helpful thing if it is meant to be there. Overall, really, really nice Bottleman. Definitely the highlight of this set, and definitely why you might want to pick this thing up. There's other good stuff in the set which we will get to, and this is definitely a worthwhile set. But before that, this is the original Kerpeps, actually, compared to Kerpeps DX. Kind of like the stickers on this guy a little bit more in some ways, but obviously this thing is way cooler. Yeah, Kerpeps DX is definitely the better one here. They did change the gimmick. Unlike CC Leon, they did not change the type, but the gimmick is far different. Of course, having the 2 caps now. This thing originally had this gimmick of the elevation change, which was not very good. However, this thing has the double shot gimmick, which is the first time we're seeing this in Bottleman with just 1. We did have Blend Dragon, which had a similar idea, but that was, you know, 2 Bottlemen in 1, so it's a fusion, so it made sense. But this thing is a lot crazier, and I think it is really, really nice. So with that said, we also get a second new Bottleman in here, which is Ayawashi DX. So Ayawashi DX, you might notice these arms and legs. They look familiar. Well, that is because they are familiar. We have seen that with Colamaru DX. Yeah, they reuse the same ones. And I mean, if you want to count Bottle Phoenix DX as well, then yeah, they're the same as that too. This thing is interesting. So you got the cap for it here. Look at that. It's interesting. It's definitely not bad. I mean, I think, you know, having a speed type with kind of this sort of nice, you know, grip and this trigger, it's a pretty comfortable Bottleman to use, I would say. You also do have the rollers here, I should mention. So there are the rollers. It is a speed type. It's just kind of unfortunate that it's not a completely unique sculpt, I guess, but at the same time, if we're going to be reusing parts from the first wave, I think Kolomarus are probably going to be the best. I don't really like Aquasports' parts that much. The legs, in my opinion, are too tall and awkward. The arms, I've never been the biggest fan of Aquasports arms. Life Guardi one, that'd be fine, but I just think for a normal Bottleman, this is the most sensible stuff to reprint. However, you do get a nice, unique headpiece here. The stickers are different. This is much different, of course. Looks really, really cool. And the trigger is very unique. So you push this down, instead of having to push forward, you just push this down, and you can shoot. And it does shoot pretty smooth. It is kind of weaker, which is fine, but it is faster. The problem is with this thing, though. Kerpeps DX, in my opinion, is just a better speed type. I think if you have Kerpeps DX and you have that sort of, you know, ring trigger, I think you're in a better position than you are with this thing. I do think Ayawashi DX is actually pretty decent and is probably going to kind of go under the radar in the set compared to some of the other stuff in here, but I don't know, I still think it is a solid Bottleman. This trigger's alright. I'm still a little unsure about it. Its effectiveness, I think for speed, I think, you know, you're going to have a better time with Kerpeps. And is this meant to be a speed type? So, I don't know. Seems alright though, like I said. So I'm not too worried about this thing, but yeah, again, so far it seemed pretty solid. It's just that Kerpeps is better, and yeah, that's kind of that. So, there are some other things you get in the set. It's not just the 2 new Bottlemen. You actually get a lot of other pieces. So first up, you get this new core. I guess it's not really entirely new. I mean, you get the Kolomaru trigger. This is a control type thing. You have the arms here. hold parts, control hold parts, Kolomaru trigger. Yeah, it's not a full Bottleman, but it's something. It does come with its own cap, which is fun. And you also, interestingly, get a recolored Kolomaru head. Yeah, it's just here. I mean, why not? So basically the idea is that you're supposed to use this with Ayawashi DX's parts. If you take off the arms and legs from Ayawashi DX, they are Kolomaru's technically. Put these parts together, put the arms and legs together, you have the Super Control Custom. I probably just messed up the name. I'm going to look that up before we go in more in depth with this thing. My bad. So yeah, you get this special Colamaru DX. And it's a control type, and it's cool and interesting, and it's a fun idea. I mean, if we're going to reprint, Colamaru DX's arms and legs for Ayawashi DX, I think including a third core with a Colamaru head to kind of, mess around with that, it's fun. It's not a bad thing to have at all. I mean, I'd rather have this stuff than not, so it's good to have, I would say. We also do get a long barrel. I will go more in depth with this in a moment, so we're going to hold off on this for now. So we're actually going to go more into the speed stuff right now, since, we still have Ayawashi DX together, and I have not gone over the Kolomaru stuff quite yet. So first up, long magazine. This is the long magazine. This immediately is just better than the Aquasports magazine. Aquasports in DX I don't think is nearly as good as it was in the original. This magazine holds 4 extra caps, and it's not like the Aquasports magazine where it's, oh, well, it's, you get 2 extra caps. You have, 3 cap capacity, but when you add on more things, it's only an extra cap because of how the Aquasports magazine is weird and stuff. This is just 4 extra caps, 5 cap capacity. When you add more on, you're getting 4 extra caps. It's just a lot nicer. I will say, though, there is a lot of modular stuff with this thing. You can add multiple long magazines on top of each other. You could also combine this with Aquasports magazines from either side. And for the CC Leon magazine, you cannot attach it onto a CC Leon magazine because of how the functions work. But you can attach a CC Leon magazine onto the end of this, and have that as like the last thing. So it is nice, you can use those quick loader magazines with this thing, technically, as long as you have that, the base part of the magazine attached onto the back of this. So it is really nice. Mine is a little weird. I don't know what's up with it, but it has had some problems going into my Ayawashi DX. I don't know why. So I might have to kind of hold it together just to show you the example, so bear with me for that. You also do get a magazine stabilizer. This is important. So the long magazine will kind of make things a little hard to deal with because, well, it puts more weight on the back. This is meant to counteract that. I've also noticed with Ayawashi DX, this tends to kind of fall back, so I wouldn't mind just using this normally on this guy. Before I show all that, though, there are 2 modes here. So you do have this mode. This is kind of a shorter mode meant to hold it up, from a bit of a lower spot. But you can actually take this apart, flip this around, put it on like this, and it will hold it up for like taller Bottleman, for example, like an Aquasports leg parts that are taller. So yeah, put it back to this mode though, and it connects really easily. So it just goes actually right on the back here. And yeah, it almost reminds me of like the headpieces of the originals, just, in a different spot. Now you can see, like I said, the trigger was kind of causing problems. Now it's staying up just fine. Let me take this cap out really quick, just for the sake of consistency, but this magazine should just attach into the back, but it does not like to. Mine really does not like to attach. However, if I kind of just mess with it and hold these arms in, it does stay in place. So you can't really get the best look of this thing. Unfortunately, mine just does not like to work too well. But if I hold these in place, it's functional enough. Okay, just for the sake of example, this isn't too important to like show in specific, so I just want to make sure you can see the functions of it. So 5 caps going in. There's the first one, second one, third one, fourth one, and then the 5th one. You can see it works. It's better than the Aquasports magazine by quite a bit. Then taking that off, and now it doesn't want to come off. That is a new one. Anyway, this magazine, I don't know why they don't like to work together. It seems to just be mine. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, Ayawashi DX back to normal, and yeah, very, very good parts. This immediately is another thing that makes the set very much worth it. So this, if you have Bottleman DX, like I said, it's a great speed type, and if you have this magazine, a 5 cap capacity for something like that is pretty insane and is going to be very, very helpful. So that's great. Now then, we have, of course, the long barrel, the other parts here, and I guess the other parts from Ayawashi DX. Before I end up making this full thing, I do want to go over the long barrel a little bit, just to cover it. So long barrel looks like this. It is a long barrel. It is modular. You can stack these on top of each other. Also mix and match on either side with the Liefeld Guardian barrel, which is nice. Also, we have different modes for this thing. So we have the medium mode, or not medium mode, the short mode. This is meant to kind of, you can see it's like flush right here. For shorter bottlemen. You can also take this off, move it around to the other side. You can now see it is this is the medium mode. It's a little bit taller, doesn't match with this part anymore. Gives more stability for bottlemen that are a little higher up. And then there's the tall mode, just put on, like, you see these grooves here, and these little parts there, and you just slide that on. Now, for again, like the Aqua Sports legs that are taller, you have a taller mode to deal with. So you always have some sort of mode that will be good for any height, which is really nice actually. I'm glad they thought of that and added this little extra piece here to give us, more support for different sized bottlemen. Anyways, I'm going to go and cut the video so I can get, just assemble the new Kolomaru, and also make sure I look up the name so I'm getting it right and don't mess that up. But yeah, I'll do that. Alright, so we have everything put together now. This is Colamaru DX Control Custom. That's the name I saw. That's what I'm going with. All you need to know is it's Colamaru DX, and is a control type. Basically, it just has control hold parts here. It's fine. We're good enough here. Anyway, so this is an interesting bottleman here. It's really cool looking actually. Just Kolomaru as a control type. I mean, I don't know. I think that's pretty nice. So yeah. So we're going to go and put on the barrel attachment just to show that. And you can see, it just goes on like that. We have it in the medium mode, because that is what it sits on the best. So there you go. This is our fully decked out Colamaru DX. Looking really, really nice. I actually like this thing a lot. The barrel matches nicely, looks cool. Yeah, honestly, it's just a cool bottleman. And kind of just as an extra part of the set, yeah, it's nice to have. Or at least be able to make. I guess you need 2 of these sets to complete, but, we'll have both this and Ayawashi DX separately. But, it's still cool to at least be able to make it when you want and have it here. And, yeah, so you also have, now, kind of flipping things, we have just Ayawashi DX as a core and head. Just, yeah, that's funny. But yeah, this thing is definitely very, very nice. So, yeah. Alright, so that is everything that there is with this set. So let me just try and put everything in frame here. I could probably do it. It shouldn't be that hard. But yeah, so you can see there is quite a bit of stuff in this set. So yeah, just put that there. Alright, there's everything. So how is this set? Is it a good set? Is it not so great? This is by far the best set we've gotten so far in Bottleman, I would say. And I think it is very much worth picking up. So first up, you basically get Kolomaru. You don't get the drive strip and, those hold parts, but aside from that, I mean, you do get some control hold parts and, well, everything else from Colamaru DX, plus, the Ayawashi DX head. This core here, speed core, Ayawashi DX's trigger, which is decent. which all that's all good and stuff. But Kerpeps DX is phenomenal, I would say. I mean, it's pretty crazy. At the very least, it's a ton of fun, and I think from what I've done so far, it's pretty good too. Long barrel, while I don't think it invalidates the barrel from Liefeld Guardian one, I kind of think the long barrel's a bit better personally. That's just me, but I think it's really good. Also, you need to have the nice little extra piece on the bottom for, the height change. Long magazine, okay, that does invalidate Aqua Sports' magazine in my opinion. The long magazine is a must-have part. Plus, you get that nice magazine stabilizer to help, counterbalance the weight, which is just nice to have. So there's that. But yeah, this set, I mean, you get so much good stuff here, and yeah, it's just a really, really great set. I do think this guy is definitely the star of the show, and also this honestly is really good too. Um, so yeah, it's just a really, really great set overall. Definitely, probably one of my favorite things to get so far from Bottleman. But yeah, I'm probably gonna go mess with this thing some more because it's actually a lot of fun to mess with. I like figuring out kind of how to shoot. When's the best time to shoot. Both caps. When do I kind of want to hold off and sort of have that sort of select fire type of thing. It's just a cool set. And if I were to recommend anything from Bottleman so far, it's probably this. It's really, really great. So anyways, yeah, that's enough rambling. I guess maybe I'll shoot like Doc Pepion or something to throw this onto, because it's a better speed type than Ayawashi DX. Ayawashi DX isn't bad though. But if you're just looking to start out, I think this is a really great set to start with. You get some really great parts. But anyway, that's enough of me talking. So anyways, that's everything. So yeah, thanks for watching, and bye.